Hi, my name is Meryl and this is the Central Podcast. We're featuring Tyson Dean and Amoy Small, two of my really good friends, and our topic is going to be classes and the school environment. So the first question is, from what Central has to offer right now, what would be your favorite course?
My favorite course would be scientific research with Miss Hash. I love the activities in that class, and I just feel like she's overall a great teacher.
All right. And then for you, Tyson?
My favorite class would have to be weight training because really it helps you out in the long run and it can get you to the gym scene.
What is y'all's least favorite class and why?
Actually, I enjoy all my classes, so I don't really... See, if you don't stop laughing in my face, bro. Stop laughing in my face, bro. I'm gonna see.
So the next question is, what is y'all's least favorite course and why?
Mine would have to be Spanish because one, it's first in the morning, I'm very tired, and the work is just very hard because obviously we're in America.
Actually, I feel like it's not very hard. I feel like you just don't apply yourself, you know?
I hate classes whenever it's like the first thing in the morning. I'm in such a bad mood.
What's your first class?
My first class is choir.
So is it?
Oh no, you gotta sing like first thing in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Does it make you?
Also voice crack.
Does it make you tired?
No, I just sleep through it.
Are you a good singer?
No.
So why are you in the class?
I wanted an easy A.
Okay, so the question is, what is an elective class that you'd like to see come to Central?
I don't know what that means.
So, like, an elective class is just, like, you know how choir is? Like, it's just, like, a not really required, but it's still something that you can do that's almost kind of extracurricular. Like, what's something
What is that
fun?
cooking class called?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
No, I'm gonna
Okay,
say Wait,
you
what's
say
it
it and we
called?
all agree with you.
Wait, what is it called?
Culinary.
Culinary. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, also, what is the baby making class called? Like where you have a baby and like you carry it.
That's sex ed.
That's sex ed?
I think so. Or like,
it is not called sex ed.
I don't know. Whatever class that is, you have like that fake robot baby or whatever. And
yeah,
like you can, that would be so fun. Okay, what's a kind of learning style that y'all prefer?
I like hands-on learning.
Same.
Because that's the only way I'll be able to process it through my brain. I hate reading.
I can't do anything visually. Like, I'll just look at stuff and I'll be like,
Yeah.
But if I, like, experience it myself, that's just... What about you?
Yeah, I agree with whatever y'all just said.
I
agree.
Also, the teacher of the class has to be very, like, energetic and involved. Because if the teacher's, like, boring and slow-paced, then I'm going to be boring and I'm not going to get the work done.
Right. I get that too, because like teachers are always in control of the mood of the classroom, and they are in charge of just the flow of teaching. So, what makes classes at Central different from other schools that y'all have been to previously?
I feel like Central, I get to learn about many new bugs in such a Central, and it's very exciting to see fights. I feel like I'm prepared for the real world, by coming here. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, those are the cons of the school.
Those are not the cons, that's what it is.
The pros, in my opinion, about Central is just the classes. I think the teachers here at Central are very just unique and exquisite, and I think they add on to the that's what differentiates Central and other high schools.
There's so many different kinds of teachers, each have their own teaching style and everything.
Yes.
I agree with that.
I'm a busy gal, Meryl. Come on now. I have many interviews to get to.
Are there any specific traits the teachers should have to help you or others learn better?
Yeah, I think the teacher should be like spontaneous and excited, because if the teacher doesn't look like she's excited to be there, then it's just going to send like bad vibes all around the classroom.
I completely agree.
I feel like we have to have understanding teachers here because we have many students that come from different backgrounds and they have to... Yeah.
That's a good answer. Do you think that a mental health day would be beneficial to students?
Yes.
I think so too.
Bro,
that would be so amazing. I think like there's so many things going on with people.
Yeah.
You never know.
Especially in the times we're in now, like COVID and everything. Everything's just going downhill, really.
Yeah. Especially like I think it would be better for like the COVID cases to go down because it's an extra day for people to rest and it'll bring down the numbers even just like a little bit. Did y'all enjoy being able to set up your schedules this year for different classes?
I did actually, because I feel like I had a little bit more freedom than we did in the past few years.
Mm-hmm. I don't even think freshman year we're juniors now, but I don't even think that. Were we able to set up our schedule freshman year?
I think like to an extent, but not like we can now.
Right. I really do enjoy that. What is one thing that you guys would change about classes at Central, like how they work and everything?
I know it's only because like COVID and like Central's usually on like a period schedule, but I hate the block schedules. I think we should go back to periods because with blocks, like the classes are so long. I just don't get the point of having some classes one semester and having other classes the next. I like periods.
Really? Honestly, for me, I kind of like it because you switch back and forth, so then you're learning more and then just going on to the next. I mean, like, you're learning really fast. It's fast-paced, so you'll have less homework at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I just like just staying for the whole entire year. Like, you don't have to worry about what you're going to do next semester.
To switch it up a little, so.
Yeah, I feel like if it's the same thing every day for an entire year, I feel like it would just get boring.
Yeah.
What do you think personally about the influence that students give in a classroom?
I feel like at Central we have a lot of follow the leader people, and if one student does it, then another does. People just aren't as independent and then do their own thing as they are when, like, back then.
Where I think, like, people, like, in classes, just their life revolves around just trying to make the class laugh. And although, like, that's, like, funny in some cases, like, sometimes I'm just trying to get my work done. They're just causing, like, a disruption in the class. I'm not about it.
Right. And I feel like it also frustrates the teacher a little bit, too. I feel bad for the teacher. Next up, we have an interview with our counselor, Miss Thornhill, on the environment of our school.
Adios, amigos.
Okay, so how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good.
I mean, it's towards the end of the day, so it's
It
not too
is.
bad. You know
It
what I
is.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just had coffee,
No school
so be
tomorrow.
prepared for the
Sleep in.
Yes,
Yeah.
y'all do. We
Yeah.
don't. We have
Oh.
we have to work.
Oh.
I know. It's fine, though.
I'm
But
sorry for bringing it up.
it's fine. I'm going to cry now, but it's fine. But you do, and that's good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, good for you. I'm really happy for you about
so,
that.
I have a couple questions. for you.
Sure.
First one. Do you believe that a mental health day would be beneficial to students?
I think that's one of those things that every student is different, right? And every student knows themselves.
Right.
You guys there's like 5 unexcused days, like 3 parent notes, you know what I mean? Like where there's not, especially those 3 parent notes, right? Like there's not like a doctor's note required or whatever else. So if one of those days is a day where you're like, you know what? I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me today. And I'm going to do better if I take a break and you know what I mean? Then
Right.
and that's something that you need. So then the next day you can come in
Yeah.
and feel refreshed and replenished and to do that, then like that's, to me, like obviously I am not supporting people taking days off when it's not necessary.
Of course not. No.
I wouldn't
No.
do that,
No.
but obviously sometimes those days are necessary.
Definitely.
And
yeah.
sometimes there are things that happen in our life that are more important than making sure we have
Yeah.
perfect attendance.
Yeah.
And sometimes mentally we need that.
What are your thoughts on student elected classes?
That was one of those questions that I didn't know, like, what do you mean by student elected classes?
So a student says they want this new class, mythology, I think.
Okay, yeah, where we
so-
put that on, like, if we
right.
offered it, like
Like
Do people wanna
a student comes
take
up to you
it?
and they're like, hey, could we take this class? Or, like,
Yeah.
could this class be made available? How do you,
yeah.
what are your
Well,
thoughts on
I love that. Like, we love I think this was like another, I don't want to like jump ahead, but as far as like how we put new classes in and things like that is like, so anytime we have interest in a class, that's always really helpful for us to know, right? Because we can't know like what students want to take or what their interests are or whatever else unless students tell us.
Right.
Otherwise, we're just guessing.
that? So you encourage it.
And
yeah.
we're old, so we don't guess very well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm over here going like, I don't know, maybe like a cooking class, and kids are like, you can go away with that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what students are interested in or not.
Right.
And so to me,
surprising. So I don't know if the mic's gonna pick up the cameraman from here, but the students from the podcast earlier said that they would be interested in seeing a cooking class come to school.
Okay, so the question is, what is an elective class that you would like to see come to Central? Like, what's something
What is that
would be fun?
cooking class called?
Yeah,
Maybe I know more than I thought I did.
No, I would love it.
Right? I think that would be
Like,
very
a
cool.
class?
Absolutely. And so it's always really helpful. That's why we put that like on the schedule request forms, right? Like if we were able to offer these classes, like how
Right.
many of you would be interested? And sometimes we do that because students have come up to us and said like, hey, I would love to teach this class. Or sometimes it's because a teacher has come to us and said, hey, I'm certified to teach this class and would love to, or whatever. So we put those on there to see like, do we have enough students with enough interest to make it a class period?
Yeah.
And so I think that's really great. And if it's one of those things that, because it's not just a matter of like, if we have room in the schedule, there's a lot of things that go into like what's taught every year. But
Right.
one of those things is like if someone can teach it, right? Because like I think a cooking class would be cool. Right now in the building, as far as I know, we don't have anyone certified to teach, like, because there's all this stuff, right, with like a certified class, like a class that can actually earn you guys a high school credit. It's very different than like, this is a cool thing that I want to learn. You know what I mean? Like a credit that can actually get you guys, go towards your transcript, go towards your GPA, do all of those things, has all of these requirements on it.
Oh, really?
Yes, and all of these certifications, and a teacher has to be certified to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so there's some things, like there's some classes that a teacher has to have a certain certification to be eligible to teach. So when we're looking at offering a new class, we have to look at how many students that we have that are actually interested in taking it. You know, so it can justify taking away a class that could have, 25 to 30 kids in it.
Right.
Right? Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
That makes sense, yeah.
If we have someone that's certified to teach it, if it doesn't require a certain certification, then who would want to teach it? You know what I mean? Because we don't, especially if it's a class like, let's say, like we've already mentioned mythology. That's a very cool class.
Definitely.
I'm not a certified teacher, all right? I am a licensed school counselor. I think that class would be fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot teach though, right? So just because like I'm going, that's a cool class to teach, like I actually not certified to teach. So like, do we have someone though that would be passionate about that class? You know what I mean? Like about that class that the kids would love. I say kids. I'm very sorry. You guys are not kids. I'm sorry. It's a habit that young people and students, I'm very sorry, would love, that would enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to offer a class and then the teacher not be passionate about it and it just be, it's just different and not be in their wheelhouse necessarily, maybe one of their strengths. So there's a lot of factors that go into what is offered and what is not. And things change from year to year. Like one year we might offer something and then the next year we might not be able to. It's just it varies. And that's why it'll be, I'll get students requesting classes that they're like, well, my sister, when they were here, they took psychology and I'd like to take psychology. I'm like, that's a very cool class. Unfortunately, this school year we're not offering psychology.
Right.
That doesn't mean that next year we won't. It just means that this year with the other things that we have in the schedule, we couldn't make it fit.
What would make scheduling and organizing this a simple process for you counselors?
Simple process. Simple is the key part of that question. Simple is, so in an ideal world, okay, so we're going to talk in like a perfect world, like we're going to wave a magic wand and the world is perfect and scheduling is easy, right? Everybody passes all of their classes because that makes a huge factor in scheduling, right? Everyone passes everything. So from year to year, we're not worried about, because you know how failing classes work, right? So if you fail a class, but you fail it with between a 50 and a 69, you qualify for credit recovery. And then when you complete that work, that grade, that let's say it was a 65, that 65 then changes in the system from a 65 to a 70. And a 70 is the maximum grade you can get, right? But you pass it and you earn the credit.
Right.